Hey, Wheeljack. Yes, Bumblebee. Let's get back to Icon. Let's get these energy rods over there. All right, Bumblebee. Load me up. What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot Ed, and today we have in front of you the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Origin Bumblebee. This is a Target exclusive. It is basically G1 Bumblebee as he was on Cybertron from the original episode 1 of More Than Meets the Eye. And I gotta tell you right off the bat, I was against this figure at first. But now, after having him in hand and seeing this transformation, my thoughts have changed drastically. So I want to go into the box because this is the cheapest thing here. It's just cheap. It's very cheap. It's cheap. And of course, though, it does show, the robot motor in the back, 23 steps, and it shows like the different, accessories that it comes with. So you have the energy rods here, which are a shade of orange. So let's just get into them. He can't hold them in his hand, which I wish they could have done that, but as you can just tag them under his arm. So there they are. And just some are slightly variation, the colors between this orange amber color and a kind of yellowish color. Like this one is more yellowish and things, and then this one is more orange. And I noticed that one of them kind of come out that way. Now it could be different for everyone, but that's what happened with mine. And of course he comes with this little blaster, which is painted chromed out. Now I decided I might chrome it out later, but it's just black. And then of course I started chroming out the jetpack here because kind of just wanted it to be not just one static black piece. So, just to give it that look. So yours is not going to look like that. This is mine. And then let's get into the vehicle. So the vehicle is basically that UFO-like disc shape that was in the first episode of More Than Meets the Eye. And let me tell you, it is nice. It is glorious. It has this plastic is, it's not your typical plastic. It's got a different feel to it. And when you fold this all up, he feels solid. Like, this is the underside of him. And I just gotta say, he just feels really solid. And you're gonna notice that when you transform him. Now, it's a lot of panels, and they do kind of come off. So depending on how things go, I may show the transformation, I may not. So I had some issues with mine coming off a little bit during transformation, but, And of course, there's different things you can do. You can put the booster here. You make him have like more booster power, like maybe he's flying off and he can kind of fly with it. And that's why I put the boosters there. From the back, you could tell, he's got like some kind of boosters here. So he's got something that helps him to propel. There are no wheels, which kind of, it's a little bummer, I think. But I mean, because you're not going to slide him. I don't think nobody's going to do that. And then, of course, you can put the gun on either side. There are the 5mm ports there. So you can kind of do like this if you want. Given that, pew, pew. Or if you don't want to use this, and you just want to put the gun on the center, then you can do that. And, he's got the gun on the top, which I think is a better look. But I don't see anywhere you can do with the rods or anything like that. So I'm going to make this short because, he's basically, small deluxe size. And for comparison with a toy that we all know and hate at the same time, we compare him with the Netflix Earthrise Bumblebee. And right off the bat, I know a lot of people hate this color. I don't. Personally, I like the color. I think the color is fantastic to me because it's more realistic. And remember, we're not going to get this mold but on here. Because you know what the Worlds Collide 4-pack, he's the Cliff Jumper mold, just painted yellow. But I mean, it's just a nice, comparison. Like he was this on Cybertron, now he's this. And I mean, they're pretty much the same size. And that's pretty much all you need to show off things. So now, let's get into the weird transformation. It's another figure where I just go, Jesus. So right off the bat, haven't turned him back into a car yet. So just one moment here. All right, and let's get into the transformation. So first things first, I believe you just kind of take these apart. Because it's just panels, it's just panels. So, and this is the majority of his body right here. This is the legs. And they do feel, they do have that like, oh my God, it's going to break type feel at times. But everything unpegs, and then they unpeg here. And you just kind of fold that up. And then there's his feet. This is his foot, actually. It's kind of, it swivels out like that. And then what you want to do is, you see that hole right there? That just folds in there. And then you kind of fold that down and back. And I think it just kind of clips in there, if I'm not mistaken. So it just kind of folds back, and that's how you get that leg joint, and that's the left leg. You're going to do the same thing, or, same thing, all around the world, the same thing. Yeah, same thing. So you just kind of, fold that back, and, fold that in. And make sure everything just kind of locks in place. And then fold those back. And now you got the feet. And then after that, what you want to do is unfold the arms. And this part, the faux chest. Now that's the faux chest that was used to make up the front. And then the arms. And just kind of lift that up. Fold them all the way back, I believe. Just want to fold them back like that so they're looking like this. Same thing on this side. Well, it's there. Hating that happens. And now you want to swivel this around. So you got the crotch piece. And I swear this locks into something, or maybe it didn't. I just don't feel like it was that loose. But it did come off. These parts, I think that's the most jarring part of the figure, is those right there. And then after that, you just kind of fold this back a little bit. And just kind of hangs there. So just keep that in mind. And then you just bring this down. And you'll see it open up right there. You just kind of fold it in. And everything just kind of locks in place. And then to get the fist out, you just do like that. Same thing on the other side. You just do like that. And boom, you got him. There he is, Mr. Bumblebee. And just to say right off the bat, even with this, leg kibble, and you could kind of leave it off if you want. I mean, but just remember, you don't want to lose it, because all of this makes up that mold there. But yeah, he's got, 360 swivel. It's just he's going to have this weird thing on his back. That's the only thing. And I think it's a way. Nope. That's as far as it goes. It doesn't really lock in or anything like that. But the head does turn. He's at 360. Kind of can look up a little bit. It can look up. Let's take a look at the looking up. You can look a little down. He's got a nice head sculpt. I kind of get close on that. It's got that, you know, nice little bumblebee head sculpt there. Let's get a good look at that. Let's see. Yep. And of course, his legs can do that. They can bend. He's got a feet swivel. They can bend back to here, so he can do the kick step. He's got waist articulation. The fist and wrist don't move, but he does have that. So what you can do, you can take some of the rods and just have him kind of hold it under his arm like this, you know, kind of like that. It doesn't really stay well, but that's what you can do, and yeah, it doesn't look bad. Then of course, if you want to give him his gun, you can put it in his hand. He's got his gun, and yeah, he can do that. Also, you can put this on his back, give him that, you know, thrust look. Like I said, I want to finish chroming that part out so it's you know, more just good looking. And basically that's it. He is accessorized. And at first I was like, but after playing with him, yeah, he's pretty cool. So we're gonna do a quick comparison with the Earthrise mold, and then we're gonna sum everything up. It'll be just a few moments. All right, and we're back. We're just gonna do a quick comparison with the, again, the Netflix Earthrise Bumblebee, and I gotta say, I still like him. Yes, I still like him. You know, the head sculpt, a lot of people say it's not perfect. This one, he has the more fatter face, but this is only on a few, like, they with animation, especially with Transformers, just like Megatron, you know, because Siege Megatron gets his from one episode. That's really one episode. I gotta find it. But where he has that look, while the Earthrise has the look that's more iconic for most of the episodes. This head sculpt would be in some episodes, and then this head sculpt might be in others. It's varying degrees of animation. So this is not a definitive head sculpt, nor is this one. You know what I'm saying? It's probably going to be Masterpiece that wins that hands down. But I'm going to say that I like both of them for what they do. I would have personally loved this color on him. I would have loved maybe not as wide a face of a head sculpt, but something a little more in that vein on him, you know, because he still looks like Cliff Jumper, you know, because basically it's Cliff Jumper first, then be second. But to get the Volkswagen, the iconic Volkswagen look that for Earthrise, where he turns into an actual Beetle, unfortunately, it's not going to be another release, because this one is the only release that got it. I think Volkswagen must have been something in the contract which said they can only use the iconic Beetle mode for one, and that's with this one, because like I said, in the Worlds Collide pack, he's definitely Cliff Jumper, you know, or Bumble Jumper. So with that being said, you know, I know a lot of people really enjoy this because he turns into that vehicle, but just keep in mind that's only one episode, and we're not probably going to ever get Wheeljack like that. There'll be way too many panels. I mean, it could be done, but it just, I don't know. Like I said, it's going to be weird. So for me, this will be my definitive Bumblebee, but this is very, very nice of a toy, and that's why he's sought after. And yes, the arms are different. They are not the same. Let's take a look at the arms there. Get a little closer, as you can see there, and let me hit my button here. Yeah, they're not the same. Even on the sides, these are a different mold of plastic, and these are different, so they're not the same arms. In fact, there's a hole there for the port, and then while here it's closed, so there's a lot of differences, but they're very close. They're very close, so, you know, just keep that in mind. All right. And we're going to go straight to the final thoughts. So yeah, overall, he's a fantastic figure. Very nostalgic for one episode of G1. It, to me, pulls it off well. It's not perfect, but it's damn near. It's better than good. It's in a class right next to perfect. A lot of people might complain about these parts here, but that's okay. With enough finagling, you can get him to carry all those in his hand, and with the shooter, yeah, it's worth all the money that you could spend. It's $22. Some people think it's a little high. I agree with that for what you're getting, but we know that the price of toys with Hasbro are going to go up. With that being said, should you turn this figure down? If you're a fan of G1 and you're a fan of that episode when he turns into that flying saucer and they pull it off well, now the vehicle mode is perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. So yeah, I would say buy this because it's being scalped as we speak. People are trying to sell this for double the money, just like the Worlds Collide set, which we'll be looking at shortly. And, you know, hey, let's tell people, man, you better get it. Hopefully they'll have it ready for shipment online. Here's what you need to know if you're looking for this. So this is part of a reset. The reason why I was able to get this because when I went to Target a couple of days ago, the guy was kind enough. He really kind of wanted to go get it, but he said, look, I got to have these for sale when we do the reset, so I just can't go back and grab one. He was being honest, and I wasn't going to pressure him. I was like, no, there's no worries. But he said, as soon as they go online, keep checking the app. He said, be honest with you, check the app probably around early in the morning because they said they do their resets, at night. And so, yeah, with that being said, right at 2 o'clock in the morning, they were up and it was like, oh, it's only 2 left of this and the World Collide set. So the minute that they came up, they were ready for pickup. I placed the order early Friday morning. By the time I got off work around about 5:30, 6 o'clock, heading out the office, I was able to pick them up, no problem. And I got them. So, if in your area, they show that they'll show in stock but not available for pickup, that means they haven't done a reset. So keep checking your area and do the same. And you can get these two because people are scalping them. I think they're worthy purchases. I did say some negative things about this in the beginning, but now that I have them in hand, this toy changed my mind. So yes, I'm going to say this is a Buzzworthy Bumblebee is a worthy purchase. This Origin Bumblebee set, go pick them up today. You will be pleased if you love G1. And my name is Super Robot Ed, and this is my review. I appreciate you watching my video. Please like, subscribe, and share. We'll be back with more real soon. Peace.